Student hunger has long been an invisible issue on this campus, and now more than ever. But this year, together we're going to do something about it.
Yeah, I think people would be surprised to know that some of our students are hungry and just how many of them are hungry, how many of them struggle through the day, who, despite having food services on campus and the Student Food Resource Center, some other programs like Kevin's Corner, that the reality is still students are hungry and students don't have food security necessarily.
I'm here, but you don't see me. I wait until you're all in class before heading to the student food bank. I hope there's fruit today.
So one of the most heartbreaking moments in my office this year has been a student who came to see me on a Thursday, and through no fault of his own, he was really struggling and hadn't eaten in a couple of days. So in the meantime, I was able to immediately give him a grocery card to go to Sobeys so that he would get something and get a few meals, and we figured out the rest. And he told me, being Thursday, he would go to the grocery store and he would buy a box of cereal and a jug of milk, and that would get him through until Tuesday, when Sobeys offers their 10% discount to students, because on Tuesday the dollars left on the grocery card would go further.
I overheard you complaining about the freshman 15 the other day. I wish I could relate.
So the resources that we have to offer students right now is great. I mean, you never want to send a student away empty-handed, but the reality is we still need more resources on campus, and we need to be able to extend that beyond just the financial aid office with other offices, that students make connections with, that they come to trust, that they're also working with, so that students, across campus, wherever they may be, that we can help them address this.
Sometimes I nap between classes. When I'm asleep, my stomach doesn't hurt as much.
The Food Security Fund from 21 will place grocery store gift cards, meal hall vouchers, and taxi chits all across campus so that when students need it most, they'll be able to access them immediately. The Food Security Fund from 21 has already been generously supported from a private foundation, as well as the proceeds from the X-Ring store. In addition, whatever we raise as a senior class will generously be matched by our Chancellor John Peacock. To make a donation, visit our class page at www.stfx.ca/class of 2021. Together, we can make a difference.
Gelasi, welcome, bienvenue, falche. Today we begin with a territorial acknowledgement. This is a statement recognizing the traditional territory of the Indigenous people who called the land home long before the arrival of settlers, and who to this day still call it home. Such a statement may be viewed as an act of reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge that although members of our community are spread across the land, St. Francis Xavier University is in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Mi'kmaq and Maliseet peoples first signed with the British Crown in 1725. StFX is committed to honoring these treaty relationships because we are all treaty people. Recently, our campus was proud to officially open Gignu, our Indigenous Student Center, a space that will bring people together, create a safe environment for Indigenous students, promote friendships, and help in the journey to bring about truth and reconciliation. Gignu will be a place of growth and a place to amplify Mi'kmaq culture in our daily lives. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our 2021 Spring Convocation. My name is Dr. Russell Wyeth. I'm a professor in the Department of Biology, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. Janet Bessigneau will now sing O Canada in English, French, Gaelic, and Mi'kmaq.
O Canada, terre de Ton front est saint, des fleurs en glorieux, sorjek salulek, megidel mulek, gisne galgonier. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee, O Canada. Durach dachri, sonas leshies maies ye darjir. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Mr. John Peacock, Chancellor of St. Francis Xavier University, may it please you, sir, to open convocation.
Hello, and welcome to you all, graduates, parents, faculty, staff, and friends. Last year, in those first moments of these uncertain times, I recorded a similar video, congratulating the class of 2020 and expressing disappointment that we were not able to be together. In fact, I told them that we would welcome them back on May 9, 2021, so that they could celebrate their graduation with classmates, family, and friends. That was when we all assumed, hoped, that the pandemic would be over quickly and that life would soon return to normal. Little did we know that we would be here again, united in celebration, but physically separate. You are not in the same boat as the class of 2020, though. You've completed your final semesters of university in a new era, one demarcated by rules and restrictions and compromise. The stress of your academic life has been amplified by a global malaise, and you have been forced to suspend or abandon plans and dreams. At the same time, you've also completed your final semester at St. FX. At St. FX. Much has been made of our university's decision to reopen this past fall, when virtually all other universities in Canada did not, and I want to recognize your sacrifices on that front. But I also want to say that you can be both grateful for your time on campus this year and cognizant of the toll it has taken. I can only imagine how I would have felt if I'd spent my last year talking to my classmates through a mask or straining to hear them across a classroom large enough to accommodate all of us within provincial guidelines, or missing games or parties or celebrations and concerts and crowds. It is important for me to say that I am proud of you, but not at all surprised by the character you've shown this past year. You are, after all, Xaverians. It would be cavalier of me to say that this was the most challenging year we've faced since our inception in 1853, when the reality is that there have been many other challenging years. There have been war years and years of political unrest and many, many years of financial difficulty. Challenge threatens us because it makes us confront who we actually are and who we want to be. These are uncomfortable thoughts to sit with, and goodness knows we've all had time this year to think. What I hope you take away from this challenging year is an awareness of not only yourself, but also an understanding of the essential role that others play in your lives. Those classmates you strain to hear across the room and through a mask, They might have been saying something you disagreed with, but aren't you happy you listened to them anyway? Those roommates you spent too much time with. You'll miss them soon. Life is messy because people make it messy. They also make it wonderful and joyous and strange. I hope that you continue to listen to the people around you, to delight in your differences and share your sorrows. If this year has taught us anything, it's that we need each other. I also hope that this is the last video I am going to ever have to record. Congratulations, graduates. Enjoy these moments. You've earned them. Hail and health.
Father Donald McGillivray, chaplain of the university, will offer the prayer of invocation.
Respecting the freedom of conscience and religion that we enjoy in our society, I invite you to spend these next moments either in prayer to the God of your understanding or in silent reflection. And so let us pray. Good, gracious God, we are grateful for those who are graduating today from St. Francis Xavier University. We are thankful for all that they brought to the university, their intellectual curiosity, their passion for truth, their desire to want to make the world a better place. We ask you, God, to shower your blessings upon those who are leaving this place. Be with them. Help them to know your presence in their lives. We ask this because you are good and holy forever and ever.
All faculty and staff play significant roles in the graduate successes, which we celebrate today. In the back of the convocation booklet, the subjects and programs offered here at St. FX are listed, along with their chairs and coordinators. The president of the university, Dr. Andrew Haken, may it please you, sir, to address convocation.
Good afternoon and welcome. If we had talked just over a year ago, it would have been inconceivable to contemplate that your convocation would need to take the form it has today, a form that has changed multiple times in the last few weeks. And so today, I begin by letting you know how grateful this university is to you, our graduates, and your families for your patience, your understanding as we continue to find new paths forward in response to the altered reality of life due to this pandemic. As the graduating class of 2021, your personal journeys through St. FX have been unlike those of any other year that has gone before you. Stories of what you have navigated will become legendary in the history of St. FX, from isolations and green wristbands to a virtual X-ring ceremony. But let's focus on the outcome. Your convocation is a fantastic achievement, and I congratulate each of you on the strength and resilience you have demonstrated in reaching this finish line. The promise of an immersive educational journey is a key differentiating element of the St. FX experience. It's what many students come to St. FX want. And so trying to maintain this experience served to drive us towards a goal of ensuring we could maintain a safe and supportive environment for all. A place where our students and our community could thrive, despite the many limitations imposed by the pandemic. Our success is completing the academic year can be attributed to the hard work and support of staff, faculty, students, and members of this broader local community that we call home. In the last year, we have witnessed a community collectively pulling together to achieve a remarkable outcome of supporting an immersive experience in which we have led the country in the proportion of face-to-face courses being offered. My thanks to all of those who have rolled up their sleeves to make this happen. Our entire community of Antigonish has much to be proud of. Although this year and this ceremony look and feel different from preceding years, we have collectively adapted And I would venture that through this need for adaptation, we have grown. Change is not a threat to St. FX and our traditions. Change has always been part of our history. It has strengthened us and will continue to do so. Graduates, you may feel that you are merely a passenger within the change around you, but the steps you have taken and prioritized to reach this graduation ceremony have demonstrated that you are not simply affected by change, you can create it too. As I listened to the territorial acknowledgement, I was reminded of a significant change and privilege that today's graduates will enjoy. You have been provided with 2-degree parchments, a traditional parchment written in Latin and a second written in Mi'kmaq. The traditional language of the Mi'kmaq people who call this land Mi'kma'ki their home is what this parchment is written in. The ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people and the Mi'kmaq language degree on your parchment is a demonstration of this university's respect and honor for our shared treaty relationship. We are all treaty people. Making a difference to those around you is part of the Xaverian way, and we can see examples of this in today's graduates. The leadership of this afternoon's honorary doctorate recipient, Dr. Robert Strang, and of the large team of superheroes he is a member of, has ensured the province of Nova Scotia has been a leader nationally and internationally in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The manner in which this province has locked arms to tackle the pandemic is the envy of our country. Bachelor of Science graduate Brianna George has conducted research that will challenge universities to re-examine the structure of education and how engagement in high-impact practices and extracurricular activities can enhance student connectedness. And Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition graduate Kylie Weinkoff has examined the challenges experienced by local food producers during the pandemic by evaluating the accessibility, suitability, and sufficiency of agricultural supports. The passion of these individuals for their work and research and their desire to learn more is why this university prides itself on being the home of leaders. We have reaffirmed that this is a community who will work together to do the right things, to position our students, our society's future leaders, for success. We have recognized that our long and proud history as an institution has not dulled our ability to initiate rapid change to address evolving circumstances, and we have identified that as an institution, we must continue to ask questions of ourselves in order to best serve and support tomorrow's society. Graduates, I wish you the very best in all that you choose to do. We are here for you. Congratulations. Go and make a difference to all around you.
The Academic Vice President and Provost, Dr. Kevin Walmsley, will present to Convocation the recipients of university medals for outstanding academic achievement.
Dr. Haken, I present to you members of the graduating class to whom university medals have been awarded. These medals are a symbol of outstanding academic achievement. University Gold Medals. These medals are awarded to the student with the highest average in the final 3 years of an honors, advanced major, or major degree program, or the final 2 years of a diploma or education degree program. Bachelor of Science, April Nicole Long, Canada, Ontario. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Aaliyah Paget McKay, Porters Lake, Nova Scotia. Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Rebecca Elizabeth Demings, Aroostook, New Brunswick. And Kelly Ann Weinkoff, Macklin, Saskatchewan. Bachelor of Arts in Science in Human Kinetics, Amy Patricia Ruth Graham, Ottawa, Ontario. Diploma in Engineering, Zachary Camden Bond, Petit de Gras. Bachelor of Education, Jocelyn Jeanette Vino, Yarmouth. The Governor General Medals. The Governor General Undergraduate Medal for the highest average in the final 3 years of study goes to April Nicole Long, Canada, Ontario. The Governor General Graduate Medal for the highest overall average in a thesis-based graduate program goes to Wendy Lynn Mackey, Halifax.
Dr. Walmsley will now present to convocation Dr. Robert Strang, upon whom the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa will be conferred.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure to present to you and our convocation guests Dr. Robert Strang, physician, public servant, a valued advisor to the Nova Scotia government. Robert Strang was born in Zimbabwe in 1960 and raised in Fredericton, New Brunswick. He completed his undergraduate studies at the University of British Columbia, where he received a Bachelor of Science, a Bachelor of Physical Education, and in 1990, his medical degree. While at the University of British Columbia, he played with the university's rugby team, and later for Canada on the men's national rugby team, for which he became team doctor in 1994. In 1997, he became an Associate Medical Officer of Health in British Columbia before moving to Nova Scotia, where he became the Medical Officer of Health for the Capital District Health Authority. In 2007, Dr. Strang was appointed Chief Public Health Officer, which was later renamed Chief Medical Officer of Health of Nova Scotia. During his years as Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Strang has addressed such issues as proper nutrition, obesity, smoking, and alcohol consumption. And his advocacy in these areas has influenced provincial education strategies targeted towards Nova Scotia youth. Policies on foods and beverages available in provincial schools have changed through his influence. In 2018, he served as the co-chair with Dr. Teresa Tam of the Special Advisory Committee on the Epidemic of Opioid Overdoses in Canada. Dr. Strang's contributions to Nova Scotia have been recognized by the Lieutenant Governor of the province. In December, Dr. Strang received the Lieutenant Governor's Award for Excellence in Public Administration, given annually to a public administrator who best exhibits excellence, dedication, and accomplishment. Not one to seek accolades, Dr. Strang's approach is one of modesty, humility, and consummate professionalism. Most significantly, Dr. Strang has led the province of Nova Scotia's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. He appeared with former Premier Stephen McNeil at their countless media briefings through much of 2020 and the current year. In his health briefings, he has emphasized the need for us to take care of one another, to build a community of Nova Scotians, neighbors, to mask up and face down this pandemic. For all of us, Dr. Strang's voice has been firm when it needed to be, the voice of reason and evidence from the public health team, the voice of calmness when it was necessary. We should never underestimate the value of his instructive, comforting communication style that has in part resulted in making the province of Nova Scotia one of the most fortunate and safest regions in the world. In an era of uncertainty, when we fear for the lives of our friends and families, Dr. Strang speaks and people listen. Dr. Strang has made significant contributions to health, professional life, and the Nova Scotia community. He has never sought glory for himself, and his commitment to the province and to the health of its people reflects the ideals that are central to the St. FX traditions of moral and just action for the betterment of society. I only wish that this auditorium was full of our St. FX community and community members to give this man the standing ovation that he so richly deserves. Mr. Chancellor, for his many outstanding contributions to society, I present to you Dr. Robert Strang for the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Thank you and good afternoon. A special thank you to President Haken, Bishop Kirkpatrick, Chancellor Peacock, and to my fellow honoree degree recipient, Mr. Sean Boyd. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you this afternoon. Thank you to the St. FX community. It's exciting to be here. I'm honored and humbled to be receiving this honorary degree and to join part of the St. FX family. But it's important that people understand that I am receiving this degree on behalf of all the public health professionals in recognition of their dedication and expertise over the past year and a half, supporting and leading Nova Scotia through our current pandemic. I have a long-standing relationship with St. FX through my work in the last 2 decades here in Nova Scotia. But I first became aware of St. FX back when I was a high school student in British Columbia and watching the Final 8 national championships and for basketball and seeing St. FX and there more often than not. And I do want to just give a shout out to Coach K and his for retirement after decades of being a leader in the basketball field here in Nova Scotia as well as in the country. Happy retirement, Coach K. And most of all, I want to recognize the graduating students. It's been a different and challenging year and a half, working through your education while dealing with all the requirements and restrictions that come with the COVID pandemic. It hasn't been easy, and I know that I've worked closely with the universities as part of my role leading the Nova Scotia response to the pandemic, and the universities have played an important role in that, and both students and administration and faculty have all been an important part of our response there, leading in many ways within your own communities, within the Antigonish community, the call to have everybody look after each other and keep each other safe. And certainly at St. FX and the students and the faculty administration, along with the town of Antigonish, have done an amazing job and a model for people to look at and being able to continue to have mostly in-person learning while still keeping everything COVID safe. And you've done that through incredible collaboration and commitment to each other. And the students have been front and center in that. So thank you all. And congratulations again to the students on your degrees. When I was thinking about today and what I was going to say, I think there's a few key things I'd just like to put forward for the graduating students, perhaps to think about as things to take forward, no matter whether you're going on for further education or going out into the work world. COVID has been difficult, but I also think about, there's a phrase, never waste the opportunity of a crisis. And I think there's a few things that COVID can show us. I think a lot, and I talk a lot to people about as we respond to this pandemic, we are going to be different when we come out on the other side of it, and we will. But can we be better at the same time as being different? The pandemic has shown us that how connected we are at a global level. Things happen halfway around the world that before we know it, it's impacting us here at home, right in Nova Scotia. So that's an important reminder about that global connection and the need to, everything we do has possible impacts. We don't know how far afield, and sort of think globally, but act locally. And that's not new at all to St. FX. Your commitment and your partnership with the Coady Institute, it's ingrained in the culture and the ethos of St. FX. But the pandemic has reminded us of that. The second one is really about our commitment to each other. The success of Nova Scotia has really been because everybody has answered the call to the way we keep each other safe during the pandemic is to act for each other, to put each other's needs ahead of our own to some extent. That to me is a critically important piece that coming out of the pandemic, how do we work together put each other as a community and think about our collective first before our individual perspective, and that sense of caring for each other and looking after each other can only make us better as we come out of the pandemic. And the last piece is that we know in our communities and across Canada that the pandemic has had a different impact on different parts of our community. There's groups and communities that are more vulnerable, whether it's because of the type of work, because of socioeconomic status, because of race, gender. And I think it's important that the pandemic has really shone a light on some of those inequities, and it's important that we not turn away, but we unpackage those and dive into those and say, how do we reduce those inequities, make things fairer, more just, more caring in our communities. So that's a call for all of us, especially I challenge the graduating students as you're beginning your careers and whatever it is your path takes you, that call to look after each other and to really especially focus on those who have a greater need for in our communities, and how we help lift people up and lift communities up. I'll leave you with those just as to think about today's a celebratory day, but just to pause on those as you move forward. Thank you again to St. FX, and congratulations again to all the graduates.
Dr. Anne Fox will present to convocation Dr. Jen Jameson, recipient of the Outstanding Teaching Award.
I'm thrilled to introduce Dr. Jennifer Jameson, Jen, the recipient of the 2021 St. FX Outstanding Teaching Award. Dr. Jameson is an associate professor in the Department of Human Nutrition, where she started in 2010 as a lecturer. Her time at St. FX goes much further back, however. Dr. Jameson completed 2 undergraduate science degrees at St. FX, one in biology and one in nutrition. She then went on to earn a Master of Science degree from the University of Manitoba and a PhD at the Centre for Indigenous Peoples Nutrition and Environment at McGill University. Dr. Jameson is an enabler of outstanding science education. Her approaches to teaching and learning guide students through the intricacies of nutrition metabolism in a sequential way. Her courses are among the most technically complex in our department and perhaps the most difficult to make appealing to students, and yet she does. Dr. Jameson's teaching evaluations are consistently excellent, with students commenting that she makes difficult material understandable and relevant. She sets high standards and expects students to work hard. They note the feeling of accomplishment that comes with doing well in her courses. I'd like to share a few comments from students. One student said, Dr. Jameson offered a quiet but ever-present guidance that provides the anchor for student discovery and productivity. By imparting a high degree of academic knowledge while also facilitating my confidence as an independent researcher, Dr. Jameson's mentorship was key in my ability to successfully be accepted into and complete a graduate program. Another student said, Dr. Jameson provided me and a long list of students before and after me with instrumental opportunities, including research assistant jobs, research publications, and the chance to present at local and national research events and conferences. And finally, Dr. Jameson shared her vast experience with us, from obtaining a PhD and traveling across Canada to 36 Inuit communities, collecting health and nutrition data, to publishing various research articles and coming back to teach and do further research here at St. FX. All of a sudden, I was open to a world of possibilities. But student support is not the only quality of an outstanding teacher. Outstanding teachers know that support for colleagues and coworkers builds a stronger learning community for everyone. Accordingly, Dr. Jameson can always be counted on to support new faculty and staff in understanding the curriculum, the department, and the university. As chair of the Curriculum Working Group, Jen has guided our department through the creation of a new nutrition minor for science students, a formal pathway for students pursuing teaching degrees, and a new fifth-year combined degree program with the Faculty of Business. These are but a few of the many contributions Dr. Jamieson brings to her students and coworkers every day. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Jen Jamieson.
Dr. Dan Robinson will present to convocation Dr. Laura Lee Kearns, recipient of the Outstanding Faculty Teaching Award.
I am delighted to introduce Dr. Laura Lee Kearns as this year's recipient of the Outstanding Teaching Award. Since joining St. FX in 2009, Dr. Kearns has made significant and important contributions within the Faculty of Education. Her educational philosophy is guided by a key foundational principle: reaching and teaching the students she works with in her courses. As a passionate advocate for social justice, Dr. Kearns classifies the act of teaching and learning as a gift. She states that she loves everything about teaching, including researching and breaking down material to engage students, encouraging students to think critically, and having students interact with one another to discuss and present ideas. Dr. Kearns is deeply committed to supporting students in all that she does. In fact, she is noted for being readily available for consultation, even in the evenings and weekends. According to comments from a previous student, Dr. Kearns goes above and beyond in her dedication to educating the next generation of teachers. In sum, Dr. Kearns is an educator who makes a difference. It is my privilege and pleasure to present to you the 2021 recipient of the Outstanding Faculty Teaching Award, Dr. Laura Lee Kearns.
All the candidates listed in the program are receiving those degrees or diplomas ascribed to them. As today's ceremony is virtual and our graduates cannot be present for this convocation, they will receive their degrees in absentia. On behalf of the Committee of Graduate Studies, Dr. Richard Eisner, Associate Vice President of Research and Chair of Graduate Studies, will present to the Chancellor candidates for graduate degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Doctor of Philosophy and Educational Studies, I present Wendy Lynn Mackey, Halifax. Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Master of Science, I present Sean Joseph Dubois, Dartmouth. Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Master of Applied Computer Science, I present Anik Reddy Anam, India. Fazleen Beg, Anaganish. Sonia Bhattacharjee, India. Yanjiang Deng, People's Republic of China. Hamazri Saranya Ditakavi, Anaganish. Kashiti Rajend Rakumar Jilani, Scarborough, Ontario. Hailun Huang, Anaganish. Venkatapathi Raju Kakarlapudi, Petawawa, Ontario. Shri Nikki Kandra, Anaganish. Navjo Kaur, Anaganish. Rohith Kumar Reddy Labaka, India. Shweshi Liu, Anaganish. Nithesh Merugu, Anaganish. Altaf Hussain Mohammed, Anaganish. Dipak Kumar Mondal, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Krishna Teja Mugada, India. Abhijith Nalathavada Mut, India. Kanagasa Bapathi Natarajan, India. Vishal Papanini, India. Kurvan Umeshbhai Patel, Brampton, Ontario. Shreya Jayeshbhai Patel, Anaganish. Loyola Nishant Pudota, Antigonish. Nagarjun Premchandran, India. Balaji Radhakrishnan, India. Anamika Saxena, India. Parth Samir Shah, Mumbai, India. Haiki Sheng, Antigonish. Zhechang Shi, Antigonish. Yang Song, People's Republic of China. Varun Kumar Tirupathy, Antigonish. Shilpa Zalpuri, India. Bohan Zhu, Antigonish. Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Master of Education, I present Tyson Somerville Ball, Antigonish. Darren John Robert Barkhouse, London, Ontario. Darcy Brianne Collier, Calgary, Alberta. Louis Michael Gugu, Waikogama. Shauna K. Monique Lawrence, New Glasgow. Matthew Desmond Leonard, St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. Erin Margaret McDonald, McClellan's Brook. Marvin Anthony Moring, Nepean, Ontario. Susan Jane Peebles, Halifax. Peter Shane Pitts, New Glasgow. Jacqueline Prosper, Afton Station. Michael Alexander Kiembo, Calgary, Alberta. Chantal Margaret Louise Sampson Haley, Petit de Gratte. Erica Lynn Sutherland, Sackville. Ashley Catherine Rowe, Calgary, Alberta. Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Master of Adult Education, I present Denise Ackermanner, Moncton, New Brunswick. Karen Kathleen Archibald, Truro. Adam Paul Baden-Clay, Antigonish, winner of the John Dobson Award. Gail Elizabeth Clark, Eganville, Ontario. Denise Corinne Cyr-Laplante, Wasis, New Brunswick. June Ann Davio, Antigonish. Jillian Ann Duty, Golden, British Columbia. Beth Christine Eason, Aylesford. Melissa Joy Granofsky, North Grant. James Wilbert Hartling, Halifax. Kendra Ann Sarah Kennedy, Whitehorse, Yukon Territory. Melanie Barbara Linen, Scarborough, Ontario. Heather Mayhew, Antigonish, winner of the Audrey Fenwick Memorial Award for Studies in Adult Education. Stephanie Ann McDonald, Upper Tantallon, winner of the Outstanding Graduate Student Research Award. Michelle Mary McLaren, Nicto Falls. Jennifer Mary Ellen Moore, Oakville, Ontario. Christine Ann Potty, Dartmouth. Kathleen Ann Provost, Antigonish. Andrea Maureen Redmond, Dartmouth. Doriana Rosati, London, Ontario. Melanie Lynn Slavin, Sydney. Robin Jane Tress, Dartmouth.
Dr. Jeff Orr, Dean of Education, will present to the Chancellor candidates for the degree Bachelor of Education.
Mr. Chancellor, for the Bachelor of Education, I present to you the following candidates. Michael Jack Adotella, Antigonish. James Alexander Agnew, Ottawa. William Patrick Andrews, Northeast Margaree. Brent Stephen Ashfield, Canada, Ontario. Jacqueline Ann Beaton, Port Hood. Kristen Alexandra Bergman, Antigonish. Danica Leanne Blake, Churchill Falls, Newfoundland, Labrador. Doreen Marie Boyle, St. Andrews. Michaela Ann Tony Brand, Barrie, Ontario. Simone Freya Brachin, Kingston, Ontario. Stephanie Catherine Brennan, Beechwood, New Brunswick. Kira Elizabeth Brittany, Middleton. Megan Catherine Brunkelhorst, Truro. Martina Rose Brahman, Toronto. Grace Joanna Campbell, Ottawa. Corina Elizabeth Chisholm, Antigonish. Ryan Joseph Chisholm, Pomket. Shannon Elizabeth Clancy, Hammonds Plains. Devon Rhea Cochran, New Glasgow. Liam Thomas Cogger, Antigonish. Blake James Warren Cormier, Hopewell. Tamara Dawn Marie Cremo, Waigama First Nation. Alexander Gavin Keith Crow, Southampton. Brooke Victoria Crowell, Kemptville. Allison Dawn Crookshank, Enfield. Alicia Alexandra David, Arishat. Alana Marie Deacon, Pleasantville. Bailey James DL, Kingston, Nova Scotia. Daphne Agnes DeVoe, Wellington. Stephen Darcy Drysdale, Calgary. Rachel Elaine Marie Dugas, Littlebrook. Brooke Victoria Ellsworth Barrie, Ontario. Jade Marissa Emin, Yarmouth. Taylor Lane Falsetti, Trenton. Dominique Francis, Halifax. Danielle Sarah Gamble, Mahars Grant. Michael Victor Godet, Concession. Victoria Elaine Goddard, St. Pascal, Ontario. Tara Louise Gowan, Mahone Bay. Gwen Keeley Griffiths, Halifax. Natasha Catherine Gushu, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario. Kirk Andrew Hadley, Bathurst. Aaron Joyce Haley, Stillwater Lake. Andrew Donald Haskett, Antigonish. Samantha Whitney Hatt, Milton. Taylor Lorette Hebb, Blockhouse. John Paul Hodder, Centerville. Danielle Lee Jack, Dartmouth. Nicole Michelle Jameson, Glace Bay. Zoe Jarris Johnson, Pembroke, Ontario. Dylan Lewis Johnston, Thorburn. Kevin Bryden Keefe, Williams Point. Michaela Marie Kirsten, Kingsville. Madison Kimberly Kettle, Halifax. Darian Douglas King, Spring Hill. Samantha Jean Lake, Windsor, Nova Scotia. Seth Kane Lake, Parsbro. Haley K. Landry, Tuscot. Chantel Christine LeBlanc, Petit de Gras. Amy Kathleen Lockhart, Westville. Jordan Anthony Lopez, Antigonish. Keely Elizabeth McCush, Trenton. Elida Margaret McDonald, Antigonish. Leyland Gary McDonald, Alexandria, Ontario. Teresa Elizabeth McDonald, Lance. William Daniel McDonald, Antigonish. Laura Colleen McDougall, Antigonish. Kelsey Heather McEachern, Antigonish. Hillary Nicole McGinnis, Trenton. McKaylee Michaela Marius McIntyre, Burlington, Ontario. Amy Louise McKinnon, Barrington. Tyler Russell McLaughlin, Aspen. Jacob Gino Alexander McClellan, Middle Sackville. Shannon Christine McClellan, Port Hood. John Stephen McCory, Arisaig. Janelle Effie Martel, Old Barns. Jared Ann Madaja Magarbo, Moncton. John William Macbeth, Moncton. Jamie Marie McCarran, New Glasgow. Nicholas Bryson McNamara, Antigonish. Aaron Grace Melanson, Mississauga. Ryan Francis Monte, Hamilton, Ontario. Catherine Maureen Mullen, Corbury, Nova Scotia. Robert George Murphy, Antigonish. Devin Edward Nickerson, Yarmouth. Patrick John O'Brien, Ajax. Christopher David Payne, Dartmouth. Gabrielle Perrault Leduc, Halifax. Jenny Marie Poirier, Rassagonis, New Brunswick. Emily Ann Power, Airdrie, Alberta. Elise Quenzel Prophet Jeffrey, Summerside, PEI. Julian Alton Robertson, Pictou County. Amy Elizabeth Rose, Wellington. Jillian Sarah Rossi, Mississauga. Brooke Nicole Rowe, Irishtown, New Brunswick. Nicholas Anthony Sanders, New Glasgow. Liam Douglas Saxon, Middleton. Victoria Angela Lindsay Schmeiler, Calgary. Karen Dawn Scott, Shelburne. Andrew Joseph Siddock, North Kijogan, Nova Scotia. And Jenna Jamie Siddock, North Chicagan, Nova Scotia. Kristen Lise Sozar, Mineville. Courtney Jennifer Stamp, Churchill Falls, Newfoundland, Labrador. Angela Marie Stewart, Stellarton. Matt Alexander Taylor, Pleasantville. Rebecca Ann Taylor, New Glasgow. Mark Weisener Tremaine, Dartmouth. Jill Elizabeth Tugwell, West Pubnico. The mother and daughter team of Karen Marie Vandenhoevel and Riley Marie Vandenhoevel, Port Hood. Winner, recipient of the University Gold Medal for highest average in the Bachelor of Education program, Jocelyn Jeanette Vino, Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Owen Cameron Vorey, Liverpool. Amy Marie Walzak, New Waterford. Tyler James Wilson, Edmonton.
Dr. Dan Beliveau, Dean of Science, will present to the Chancellor candidates for undergraduate degrees in the Faculty of Science, Bachelor of Arts in Human Kinetics, and diplomas in Engineering and Integrated Dietetic Internship.
Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Bachelor of Science with major, I present to you Alyssa Michelle Bastian, Bahamas. Julia Carmel Emily Blackett, Odessa, Ontario. Emma Ray Bunbury, North Sydney. Brandon Carter, Boylston. Sonia Chikanga, Zimbabwe. Cameron Martha Florence Hart, Margaree Valley. Nabil Ibn Mohammed Hassan Bacchus, Mauritius. Alanique Tony Hunter, Bahamas. Mercedes Bonnie Hustler, Elmsdale, Prince Edward Island. Crichton O'Leary Jukes, Antigonish. Callum MacGyver Jordan, River Denny, Patrick Joseph Iota, New Glasgow. Ethan Everett Scott Kilpatrick, Rothesay, New Brunswick. Brittany Elizabeth Lapointe, Charlotte, New Brunswick. Emily Elizabeth Laverne, Carleton Place, Ontario. Anna Margaret LeBlanc, Pictou. Brent Cody LeBlanc, Truro. Yu Yan Louis, People's Republic of China. Connor Alexander McLeod, Cox Heath, Nova Scotia. Joseph Alexander McMaster, Troy. Patricia Odette McNeil, Toronto. Yu Shun Pan, Antigonish. Alexander Robert Parent, Lorraine, Quebec. Brandon Basil Richard, Charlotte Cove. Deidre Michelle May Richards, St. John. Yannicka Lynn Schofield, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Margaret Louise Scott, Ottawa. Manuel Suarez Delgado, Columbia. Louisa Suarez Mazo, Calgary. Miles Dean Troop, Kentville. Annie Margaret Tuplin, Hamilton, Prince Edward Island. Ryan Seth Wijayanayake, Weymouth, Massachusetts. For the degree Bachelor of Science with Major with Distinction, I present to you Caitlin Suzanne Arsenault, Kirkland, Quebec. Lauren Barter, St. Albert, Alberta. Kristen Catherine Booth, Cassidy Lake, New Brunswick. Alexandra Elizabeth Boyd, Halifax. Madison Elizabeth Burke, Fredericton. Victoria Ann Connor, Halifax. Nathan Huckleberry Dart Lathramui, New Glasgow. Taylor Marie Doucette, Moncton. Jacob Andrew Coep, Calgary, recipient of the David Davis Memorial Prize in Physics. Monica Elizabeth Larade, Bedford. Megan Eliadidi Sarah McDonald, Georges River. Hannah Gillian McDonnell, Ottawa. Sarah Maxine McCafferty, Burnt Church, New Brunswick. William Alexander Reed, Fall River. Julia Ellen Schmidt, Bible Hill. Jacob David Good Selfridge, Kentville. For the degree Bachelor of Science with Advanced Major, I present to you Mitchell Ryan Blackquiere, Antigonish. Morgan Hannah Boutillier, St. Peters. Laura Elizabeth Brady, Ottawa. Qin Chao Fan, People's Republic of China. Ming Yang Gi, People's Republic of China. Janelle Catherine Holt, St. John, recipient of the Cecil McLean Book Prize. Rachel Cian House, Ottawa. recipient of the Ambassador of Austria Book Prize for German. Jinyang Lui, People's Republic of China. Caitlin Ashley McDonald Antigonish. Kirsty Michelle Malay, Bible Hill. Amanda Alexandria Phillips, Bahamas. Josie Elizabeth Sullivan Antigonish. Brendan Miles Tealsdale Antigonish. For the degree Bachelor of Science with Advanced Major with Distinction, I present to you Anthony Blair Pike Anderson, Halifax. Rylan Matthew Clark, Belle-Côte. Caitlin Taylor Kelly Antigonish. Joelle Kravis Morrissey, Hilden. Stephen Daniel McIntyre, Mabu. Yu Qian, People's Republic of China. Noah Guangul Tessima Antigonish, recipient of the Wallbank Weingartshofer Prize for Experimental Physics. Alexis Leonie Trevors Pictou. For the degree Bachelor of Science with Honors, I present to you Brianna Emily George, Stephenville, Newfoundland. Yunnan Gu, People's Republic of China. Nicholas Robert Maddock, Cookville, New Brunswick. Yu Chen Shen, People's Republic of China. Si Hao Shen, Antigonish. Ryan Keating Small, St. John. Yuki Wang Antigonish, recipient of the Dr. H. Stanley and Doreen Alley Heaps Prize for Computing Science. Chao Zhu, People's Republic of China. Qi Zhu Antigonish. For the degree Bachelor of Science with First Class Honors, I present to you Noah Joseph Barrett, Tatamagush. Melanie Sally Belong, Moncton. Amy Susan Dodge, Moncton. Benjamin Robert Fisher, St. John. Michelle Louise Hodgson, Antigonish. Prahar Janakumar Ijner, India. Claire Ansley McDougall, Williams Point, recipient of the Yogi Yoshi Prize for Excellence in Physics. Nicole Elizabeth McNeil, Rossay, New Brunswick, recipient of the Chemistry Industry Merit Award. Mackenzie Caitlin Muir, Toronto. Jacqueline Amanda Jontel Mayette, Antigonish. Kennedy Day Nangle, Ottawa. Daniel Stephen Winters, Halifax, recipient of the Dr. M.S. Gautam Memorial Prize for Physics. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Joint First Class Honors, I present to you Catherine Boisvert, Westmount, Quebec, recipient of the Yogi Yoshi Prize for Excellence in Physics. Allison Maureen Hancock, Toronto. April Nicole Long, Kanata, Ontario, recipient of the Dr. D.J. McDonald and Dr. A.B. McDonald Memorial Prize for Economics, the Dr. A.A. McDonald Prize for Mathematics, and the German Consulate General Montreal Book Prize. Catherine Marjorie Robinson, Ottawa. Lauren Allison Sobot, Burlington, recipient of the Dr. Leo P. Chesson Award for Biology to the Outstanding Advanced Major for Honors Students. Carmen Celine Usafreri, Balls Creek. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you the following candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Annika Christiana Bex, Mabu, Nova Scotia. Shael Boudreau, de Escus. Christina Ann Burke, Barrie, Ontario. Nicole Diana Burns, Sonora. Madison Mackenzie Campbell, East Gore. Erin Jennifer Cassidy, Dartmouth. Hannah Marie Davis Comeau, Centerville. Madison Josephine DeGrucci, Harry-Boucher. Haley Diane Doan, Verdun, Quebec. Sarah Kathleen Fougere, Valley. Kathleen Sarah Gallagher, Stillwater Lake. Jessica Lynn Gardner, Antigonish. Elise Marie Lillian Gilmore, Havelock, New Brunswick. Allison Jean Harvey, Badek. Sarah Elizabeth Ann Henderson, Alberton, Prince Edward Island. Brittany Rose Higgins, Oakfield. Natalia Elizabeth Horn, O'Leary, Prince Edward Island. Madison Catherine Johnson, Calgary. Jade Marine Kariawansa, Upper Tantalon. Tyler James Aloysius Kingston, Miramichi, New Brunswick. Teresa M. Kuhn, Cow Bay. Amber Sampson Landry, Halifax. Victoria Rose Larod, Bear Cove. Samantha Gabrielle Levangi, Antigonish. Morgan Quinn McDonald, Kentville. Miriam Mahala McEwen, Pugwash. Allie Marie McLean, Waikomo. Carly Judy Ann Martin, Kentville. Derek James McKee, Bridgewater. Karen Elizabeth Moore, Ottawa. Irma Hidalgo Morales, Montreal. Cameron Louise Muse, Goshen. Candace Ann Murray, Dartmouth. Kate Olivia Norton, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Isabel Rose Pafford, Labrador City, Newfoundland. Amanda Anne Marie Poirier, Roussillon-Nice, New Brunswick. Lauren Emily Reeves, Summerside, Prince Edward Island. Kendra Christine Reed, Dartmouth. Cassandra Lee Shannon, Lake Echo. Taylor Cassandra Slip, Halifax. Reese Marie Snook, Antigonish. Megan Jessica Stride, Upper Tantalon. Abigail Kathleen Thomas, Barton. Leanna Joyce Turnhidge, Antigonish. Megan Elizabeth Walker, Inverness. Olivia Kathleen Weir, Pocologan, New Brunswick. Morgan C. Westerman, New Glasgow. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing with distinction, I present to you Suganthini Anathan, Woodbridge, Ontario. Courtney Sheila May Barkhouse, Fletcher's Lake. Georgia May Bauer, Wolfville. Sarah Dawn Bellevaux, Beaver Bank. Taylor Jordan Bennett, Timberlea. Shayna Lorraine Benoit, Antigonish. Elizabeth Marie Bredner, Dundalk, Ontario. Lily Ellen Briand, Halifax. Madison Lee Brow, Hammonds Plains. Sarah Allison Burke, Berwick. Rachel Ray Cleveland, Coldbrook. Evelyn Marie Cormier, Antigonish. Quinn Deandra Correll, Ottawa. Catherine Ann Kula, Kanata, Ontario. Eva Jane Craig, Pictou County. Jordan Sean Digg, Lower Sackville. Michelina Danielle, Anjou, Quebec. Erin Grace Davis, Halifax. Rachel Tova Deneur, Dollard des Ormeaux, Quebec. Jazarina Marie Floyd Dolan, Middle Sackville. Mikey Helena Ewan, Dundas, Ontario. Emily Catherine Falkenham, Ballantyne's Cove. Madison Ruby Fitzpatrick, Blue Mountain. Bridget Ann Flynn, Almonte, Ontario. Daniel Emily Fougere, Hammonds Plains. Talia Samantha Fury, Dartmouth. Abigail Ariana Greek, Dartmouth. Caitlin Rebecca Margaret Hansen, Steam Mill. Bronwyn Elizabeth Heighton, Beaver Bank. Jane Margaret Herget, Port Williams. Leah Emma Hewitt, Beaver Bank. Stephanie Hewitt, Dorval, Quebec. Dorothy Hoffman, Markham. Samantha Claire Hopkins, Ottawa. Wivy Lynn Jensen, Pointe Claire, Quebec. Jinhu Jose Vaughn. Karen Elizabeth Clausen, Calgary. Carol Allison Lafortune, Laval. Michelle Kimberly Lafroy, Port McNichol, Ontario. Justine Marie Ruth Yvette Laurie, Pointe Claire. Kenzie Lisa LeBlanc, Marguerite Harbor. Imelda Lowe, Richmond Hill. Heather Claire McDonald, Pictou. Iona Elizabeth McDonald, Hammonds Plains. Hannah Lynn McClellan, New Waterford. Chloe Alexis McLeod, Stellarton. Morgan Blair Macomber Valley. Chloe Lietta Mansfield, Bridgewater. Juliana Marcelino Laval. Miranda Rachel Mary March, Pictou. Eric Charles Marchand, Antigonish. Sarah Cecilia Marchand, Valley. Riley McClure, Ottawa. Elia Paget McKay, Porters Lake. Sebel Mergelsa, Brossard, Quebec. Gillian Mary Miller, Falmouth. Jessie Elise Molnar, Calgary. Catherine Beatrice Moore, Halifax. Carla Dawn Nickerson, New Harbour. Erin Kathleen Overbury, Lachine, Quebec. Smitha Politil Thomas, Edmonton. Emily Dawn Parsons, Bellman. Caitlin Marie Pence, Trenton. Grace Abigail Power, Rosse, New Brunswick. Connie Emily Renda, Montreal. Brady Kimberly Rossettini, Ottawa. Chloe Ann Sapienza, Montreal. Hilary Beth Shears, Beaver Bank. Cole Kenneth Smallman, O'Leary, Prince Edward Island. Lauren Nicole Sterling, Toronto. Jennifer Angela Supino, LaSalle, Quebec. Julianne Louise Tenorio, Pointe Claire, Quebec. Julia Ann Thibault, Tatamagouche. Sophie Veilleux, Brossard, Quebec. Basilios Vergeris, Laval, Quebec. Ambrielle Amber Verhoeven, Sussex, New Brunswick. Hannah Rebecca Walton, Port Elgin, New Brunswick. Amanda May Wentzell, Halifax. Jennifer Taylor Williams, Enfield. Ashley Rose Willis, Vaudreuil Dorion, Quebec. Hope Ting Wright, Montreal. Madeline Chelsea Young, Herring Cove. Naomi Brenda Zentner, New Glasgow. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing with advanced major with distinction, I present to you Maya Calarose Babineau, Bridgewater. Maria Catherine Ferguson, Murray River, Prince Edward Island. Leor Goldstaub, New Glasgow. Holly Cassandra Jackson, Antigonish. Caitlin Michelle Libis, Sydney. Emily Christina Sandre, Greeley, Ontario, recipient of the Academic Vice President and Provost Award for Student Nurse Leadership. Alessandra Aspedo Torian, Back Bay, New Brunswick, recipient of the Dean of Science Senior Award for Excellence in Nursing Practice. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing with First Class Honors, I present to you Alexa Jean Davis, Halifax, recipient of the Dr. Winston Jackson Honors Research Award. Claire Sophia Joseph, Waterloo, recipient of the Dr. Winston Jackson Honors Recipient Award. Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, I present to you Rochelle Dayan Alcivar Meza Antigonish, Molly Frances Arsenault Antigonish, Grace Marie Bartlett St. John, Emily Grace Bornay Antigonish, Tegan Elizabeth Budd Calgary, Courtney Leanne Dejit Sydney, Happiness Boki John Tanzania, Madison Brittany Laurie Erin Ontario, Kristen Michelle Lusk Sydney, Michelle Darlene Maloney Port Hawkesbury, Rachel Michelle Musak Ruff Quispamsis, New Brunswick, recipient of the Sir James Dunn Foundation IDI Scholarship. Victoria Grace Parsons, Truro. Cassie Mary Preston, Norton, New Brunswick. Brianna Christine Scott, Antigonish. Kristen Emily Eloise Stevens, Keswick Ridge, New Brunswick. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition with distinction, I present to you Rebecca Elizabeth Demmings, Aroostook, New Brunswick, recipient of the Sodexo Canada Award. Elizabeth Helen Talbot, Toronto. Kelly Ann Weinkoff, Macklin, Saskatchewan. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition with advanced major, I present to you Thalia Imania Puak, Mission, British Columbia. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition with honors, I present to you Kayla Dawn Olenek, Calgary, recipient of the Dr. Marion Knack Award, CAFP Award of Excellence. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition with honors with integrated dietetic internship, I present to you Christy Sarah Bakes, Bible Hill. Megan Riley O'Neill, Aaronsville. Mr. Chancellor, for the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Kinetics, I present to you Benjamin Joseph Avery Thornburn, Jade Lauren Bordeaux-Lee, Halifax, Molly Elizabeth Boudreau, Dartmouth, Hala Raquel Bray, Calgary, Zoe Hannah Connors, Halifax, Benjamin James DeVoe, Sheddycap, Kathleen Mary Furlot, Geary, New Brunswick, Faith Renee Fraser, Sydney, Ian Archibald Gillis, Marguerite, Travis Jerome Grace, Antigonish, Emma Ann Louise Hardy, Maxville, Ontario, Connor Alfred Kelly, Port Hawkesbury, Catherine Elizabeth Keyes St. John. Daniel Alexander King, River Bourgeois. Adam Tomba Lashram, Ashburn, Ontario. Selena Dawn Landry, Antigonish. Caleb John Lawrence, Greenfield, New Brunswick. Kylie Paige McInnes, Westville. Blake Morgan McPherson, Harvey Bushay. Deidre Sean McLaughlin, Calgary. Sean Andrew Murray, Pictou. Madeline Elizabeth Newfer, Stratford, Prince Edward Island. Kaylin David George Quick, Perth, Ontario. Julie Louise Ramsey, Stillwater Lake. Callie Brooke Scott, Carp, Ontario. Claire Victoria Simmons, Cornerbrook. Yager Byron, Staten, Blockhouse. Holly Diane Stewart, Halifax. Samantha Jordan Taylor, Canterbury, New Brunswick. Liam Donald Timmons, Shettycap. Sarah Megan Turcott, Ottawa. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Kinetics with distinction, I present to you Andrew William Boyle, Afton, recipient of the Service Learning Prize for Excellence as a Community Engaged Scholar. Leanne Ella Connolly, North Riverside. Rohan Hayden Dempsey, Halifax. Hannah Elizabeth Ellis, Halifax. Cassia Rose Farrell, Calgary. Lauren Jane Fitzsimmons, Ottawa. Alyssa Ann Hillard, Calgary. Liam Thomas Ronald Highland, Lethbridge. Gary Alexander Jones, New Glasgow. Jordan Christine Liang, Sherbrooke. Courtney Ann McDonald, Briley Brook. Emma Kathleen McDonald, Antigonish. Cassidy Blair McEwen, Lloydminster. Lindsay Grace McClellan, Upper Sackville. Victoria Margaret Parker, Iroquois, Ontario. Julia Elizabeth Peters, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Anthony Michael Priest, Halifax. Marissa Dawn Prophet, Lower Freeton, Prince Edward Island. Margaret Isabel Rowat, Ottawa. Madison Glenn Chasson Seward, Calgary. Eric Nicholas Paul Sutton, Peterborough. Lindsay Grace Wilson, Tony River. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Kinetics with honors, I present to you Cheyenne Taylor Hedges, Calgary. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Kinetics with first-class honors, I present to you Xavier Baxter Bellevaux, London, Ontario. Darian Paul Demchuk, Miscouche, Prince Edward Island. Olivia Rena Gaucher, St. John. Amy Patricia Ruth Graham, Ottawa. Recipient of the CAUT, the Saint FX AUT Book Prize and the Dr. G. N. Murphy Prize for Proficiency in Pre-Medical Sciences. Margaret Ann McDonald, Antigonish. Margaret Grace Oliver, Grand Bay Westfield, New Brunswick. Nikita Marie Savory, West Arishat. Rachel Heather Tooth, Manchester, Maine, recipient of the Kupika Award. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Human Kinetics, I present to you Fiona Elizabeth Beaton, Ottawa. Mitchell Joseph Burke, North Sydney. Zachary Alistair Fraser, New Glasgow. Keegan Christopher Furlot, Aylesford. Curtis Joseph Giacomantonio, Halifax. Taya Catherine Jones, Surrey. Ian David Keaton, Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Fergie Lee, Antigonish. Jared Joseph Livingstone, New Glasgow. Iris Kathleen McGill, Ottawa. Emma Catherine McGee, Stanley Bridge, Prince Edward Island. Mercedes Miles, Antigonish. Ainsley Elizabeth Ross, Margaree Valley. Isabella Brianne Sears, Stony Island. Jonah Richard Donald Schenkel, Coldbrook. Hillary Grace Smallman, O'Leary, Prince Edward Island. Sarah Nicole Grace Senair, Dayspring. Cole Jeffrey Vertinen, Shamancius, British Columbia. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Human Kinetics with distinction, I present to you Neum Jane Leach, East Le Havre. Madison Grace McClure, Grand Falls, New Brunswick. Winter Cecile Alexandra Muiz, Grand Lake. Emily Joanne Petapa, Tracadie. Chloe Alexis Taylor, Miramichi, New Brunswick. Amelia Jean Thompson, Calgary. For the degree Bachelor of Arts in Human Kinetics with first class honors, I present to you Danielle Catherine Carey, Cornerbrook. Mr. Chancellor, for the Diploma in Engineering, I present to you Nazila Akpinar, Cape Breton. Zachary Camden Bond, Petit de Grat. Stuart Michael Campbell, Ottawa. John Ronald Chisholm, St. Andrews. Benoit Cormier, Moncton. Dante Edwin Culte, Tatamagush. Logan Wade Gillis, Port Hood. Isaac Frederick Hansen Ketchum, Maryvale. Johannes Christian Harrison Steinhardt, North Grant. Nabil Ibn Mohammed Hassan Bacchus, Mauritius. Tracy Neva Kenyan, Kenya. Jacob Andrew Cope, Calgary, recipient of the David Davis Memorial Prize in Physics. Steele Luke Lafort, Chetticamp. Stephen Daniel McIntyre, Mabu. Liam Neil McKinnon, Aberdeen. Faith Moka, Antigonish. Matthew John McDonald, St. Andrews. Carter Thomas McKee, Toronto. Samson Alexander Orfeo, River Bourgeois. Michael Barry Rawlinson, Toronto. William Alexander Reed, Fall River. Jamie Alberto Santiago Martinez, Antigonish. Julia Nicole Hurley Wiseman, Hammonds Plains.
Chancellor Peacock will confer the degrees and diplomas given.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor of the University, and in accordance with the recommendation of its academic faculties, I hereby admit you to the degrees and diplomas to which you have qualified, with all the rights, honors, and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Chancellor Peacock, on behalf of the graduating class, Emily Sandre will address convocation.
Good afternoon, faculty, staff, family, and friends, all who are watching from across the country and around the world to celebrate our convocation. And especially good afternoon and a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2021. My name is Emily Sandre, and it is an honor and a privilege to be a senior class speaker for this year's convocation. Whatsoever things are true, good, noble, and worthy of praise. From the Xaverian welcome to the Xaverian farewell, we have heard these words of the St. FX motto many times. This motto holds profound meaning. However, when we hear a phrase too often, it can simply become words that lose the significance they once had. As we reflect on our time at St. FX and look forward to the future that lies ahead of us, it is fitting to think about the words of this motto and how each component has been woven throughout our individual experiences. Whatsoever things are true, good, noble, and worthy of praise. This is not how we imagined our last year at St. FX, and this is not how we had hoped to be celebrating our convocation. Throughout this past year and a half, we have undergone radical change and growth as we recognized the risk that the pandemic presented to our community. Yet, we persevered together to keep one another safe. Despite the challenges brought on by the pandemic, I'm sure we can agree that it is true that community, being of service to each other, and meaningful human connection are what define us as Xaverians. Our outstanding graduating class has contributed much good into the world around us, both locally and internationally. While we dedicated our time and energy towards the good of our communities, we have also been the recipients of this goodness through the knowledge and guidance from our professors, family, and friends. On behalf of the graduating class, I would like to extend a sincere and grateful thank you to all those who have taught and encouraged us over these past years. With this support, we are leaving this campus a better place and as stronger, more resilient versions of ourselves. It is noble that throughout all of our endeavors, we have never wavered in holding ourselves to the highest of standards, principles, and ideals. What is even more noble is that when we witness something that goes against our values, that is not true, good, or noble, we are a part of a generation that sparks conversation, takes action against injustice, and fosters a culture of change. We have all had unique experiences while at St. FX. We have faced struggles and celebrated personal triumphs. But despite the challenges, despite the adversity, we are here today celebrating our convocation. We are equipped with the knowledge and the experience to now go out into the world and continue doing what is true, good, and noble. And that is worthy of praise. Thank you, and congratulations to the St. FX graduating class of 2021.
To the class of 2021, this is the moment in which another new chapter of your life is about to begin. This is not an end point, but rather a point of transition. A transition to yet another phase of your very unique journey. And let's face it, your journey has been beyond remarkable. Through your hard work and your resilience, you have navigated a pandemic to complete your degree program. The Xaverian community could not be prouder of what you have achieved.
Please know that wherever your personal journey now takes you, St. FX will be there to help with ongoing support.
Yes, congratulations. We hope that you've enjoyed your time at X and that you've made many happy memories and forged lifelong friendships that you'll carry with you and cherish wherever your path takes you.
Go forward and use your many leadership skills to make a difference to all around you. Hail and health.
On behalf of Town Council, I would like to extend our most sincere and heartfelt congratulations to the 2021 graduates. If we take a moment to reflect on the past year, I know it came with its challenges and made your final year look a lot differently than you had anticipated. As seniors, I want to thank you for your leadership role in helping protect the well-being of our community during your time here. We recognize your efforts and appreciate your commitment to the university and the greater Antigonish community. This year has taught us all to consider what really matters. Our ability to share our stories with one another, the community, and the world has never been more important. I hope you never lose the willingness to share, discover, and use your education to create more joy in the world.
On behalf of the County Council, I too would like to congratulate everyone graduating this year. Your achievements cannot be outdone by this pandemic, and we are proud to be part of your graduation celebration this year. You are a united class in more ways than just your X-rings. This past year has shown you adversity and challenges that you met with the true Xaverian spirit, heart, and unity. This will be remembered for years to come as you reflect on the legacy as the graduating class. As you prepare for your next step forward, always remember that Antigonish will always be here to welcome you home.
On behalf of the town and county, congratulations on your graduation. We hope you remember your time in Antigonish with joy and pride. The future belongs to you. Lean in and enjoy what you have earned. Hail and health.
Hi, I'm Randy DeLaurie from the class of 2000. I'm also a former member of the Faculty of Business. I'm currently the MLA for Antigonish, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General for the province of Nova Scotia. And I just want to take a moment to thank the class of 2021 for your leadership on campus and throughout Antigonish during this unprecedented senior year that you've undertaken. And I want to congratulate you for the success of keeping the pandemic, the COVID virus at bay, but also for your studies and continuing to focus on your studies, your volunteerism, your work and extracurricular activities to reach this point, the end of your undergraduate studies. And I want to congratulate you on this significant milestone, welcome you to the Xaverian family, and wish you the absolute best in your future endeavors. With your X-ray, I know anything's possible.
Hi everyone, it's Sean Fraser here, the Member of Parliament for Central Nova, and I wanted to take a moment to say congratulations on your graduation from St. FX. You know, my time on campus really helped inform the worldview that I hold today. It was the first time I really had the opportunity to engage with people on issues that were much bigger than my own life experience and benefit from the perspectives of people who had a different upbringing and life experience than I did. I'd like to just pass on a small piece of advice that I received while I was a student on campus from a bit of a mentor of mine that I had the chance to serve on the university's Board of Governors with. What he expressed to me was the importance when you're deciding what to do after you finish university, of focusing on things you're interested in. Don't put too much stock in the job title that you want to hold, but instead focus on the problems that you want to solve and the difference that you want to make. If you have clarity in the purpose of what you're trying to do after you leave campus and enter the workforce, you're going to be very satisfied with the career that you build. Thanks so much, everyone. Congratulations again. And in the meantime, just know that there's a wide range of alumni sitting around wearing these X-rings. You're going to meet a lot of us after today, and I want you to know the entire Xaverian community would wish you a very hearty congratulations.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch to all my German course students who did not have an in-person graduation last year and this year. I wish you viel Glück for all your future endeavors, wherever your path will lead you. And please keep in contact.
Congratulations to the class of 2021 from members of your health and counseling team. We're so glad you made it, and stay healthy.
Well, on behalf of everybody in the Research Services Group here at St. FX, I'd like to wish all of our graduates in the class of 2021 congratulations and best of luck in the future.
Hi all, big congratulations, wonderful to be coming to this day. I'd like to particularly send a shout out to our Year 2 BEd students who have done so much pivoting this year, especially my social inclusion class from last year, a real big warm spot for you. To our MEd graduates who have completed this program while working full-time, most of you, and completing this on a part-time basis. Amid COVID, congrats, and a special congratulations to Dr. Wendy Mackey, who's completed her PhD and graduating today. Thanks all.
Congratulations, graduates of 2021. Really proud of you. You made it here under difficult circumstances. I'm excited to see where you're going to go, the paths you will follow, the choices you will make, the things that you will do. A shout out in particular to the Human Kinetics students. Congratulations. Delighted to have had the opportunity to have you in my classes in first, second, third, or fourth year, to work with you at Fit for Life and Fit for Tots. Well done.
Hi, everyone. We're so honored that you chose to make St. FX part of your family 4 years ago, and we're absolutely proud and thrilled at your accomplishments ever since. Today is a very special day, and you have all of our best wishes and love from the Schwartz School of Business. All the best in all your endeavors.
On behalf of the Advancement Office, I'd like to extend our congratulations to each and every one of our graduates today. We're very proud of you and your accomplishments. Please do stay in touch with the university, and the ring that you're wearing, the X ring, is something that you've earned, but you have to earn it each and every day with your service to others. Wish you well in your journey, and congratulations once again.
Melafar Nayach Ola is Shivsha Kuthkiach na Kaymanakov St. FX and Bliana. Range of Homa a Visadavachuk and Misk Imach Dulvine and Bliana is Hami Ovasach Parashal Asif. Smad range of Agus Rathma Live. Congratulations to everyone graduating during this challenging year at St. FX. You've all done so well, and I'm so proud of you, especially the students in my 2 Gaelic language classes. I wish you all the best in whatever comes up for you in the future. Rathma Live.
Congratulations, graduates of 2021. As you take the next steps in your career and in your lives, the Philosophy Department would like to share with you a few pieces of wisdom.
Thomas Aquinas tells us that among all human pursuits, the pursuit of wisdom is the most perfect, the most noble, the most useful, and the most pleasant.
Marianne still says, "Unhappy is that grandness which makes us too great to be good, and unhappy is that cleverness which sets us at a distance from true wisdom."
Aristotle tells us that the difference between the educated and the uneducated is the difference between the living and the dead.
René Descartes tells us that it's not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well.
Heraclitus says, a person's character is their destiny.
On behalf of the Department of Philosophy, congratulations, graduates.
I'm proud of you, so proud. Your commitment and your resiliency, they are remarkable. Cherish your memories, cherish your friends. Stay connected. Hail and health, class of 2021.
To the graduating class of 2021, congratulations and best wishes. Thank you for all your hard work and for everything you've done for the university and the community beyond. Again, congratulations, very best, and we can't wait to see what's next in store for you.
On behalf of the librarians and staff of the Angus L. MacDonald Library here at St. FX, I want to wish all the graduates of this class of 2021 all the best of your future endeavor. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates of 2021. I know this year hasn't really looked like you expected it to. Global pandemics will do that. But you did it, you're here, you graduated. The courage and strength and empathy that you all have shown this year as we continued with classes has been incredible to see, and it leads me to believe that our future is in good hands. I hope that before you move on to the next step, you have time to pause and really appreciate and congratulate yourselves on your achievements. Congratulations, and All the best for the future.
Hello, class of 2021. You have shown perseverance, resilience, and all-around amazingness, and we're so proud of you. You've truly shown what it means to be a Xaverian, and we know that you will carry these values forward as alumni. Congratulations on all that you have achieved in your 4 years here. Go X Go.
To the class of 2021, congratulations, you've arrived. You're graduating from St. Francis Xavier University, and what a day it is. A time to reflect. All of those years spent in classrooms, in labs, on campus, our beautiful St. FX campus. I hope you remember it fondly. And I hope that you remember our great faculty members and our staff members, and of course, your friends and family who helped you along the way. And I want you to think about those lifelong friendships that you've made here at this special place at St. FX. And I want you to think about the next chapter in your lives and what value that this degree has for you. Congratulations, a pat on the back, enjoy yourselves. Hail and health.
On behalf of the Office of Internationalization, I would like to congratulate all the graduates of St. FX, particularly our international students from around the world.
Congratulations to all the graduates of St. FX University on this very interesting year that we've had. In particular, I'd like to send a special congratulations out to the BED students who've experienced a lot of challenges and have done over half of their program during COVID-19. Congratulations, way to go.
On behalf of Tracy, Dave, Jackie, Margie, Hillary, and myself, Elizabeth, from the Tramble Center for Accessible Learning, we would like to congratulate all of the graduates for this year, especially those that we have worked with during your time at St. FX. We are very proud of all that you have accomplished. Congratulations.
Hello, class of 2021. On behalf of the St. FX Alumni Association and the St. FX Alumni Office, let me say congratulations. Welcome to our Xaverian family. We hope that you, our newest alumni, will be able to reconnect and tell us all about where your degree has taken you at a chapter event near you. Congratulations, hail and health.
Congratulations, everyone. You did it. What a huge accomplishment. And I want you all to make sure that you take a little bit of time today to think about everything that you've overcome and how much you've grown during your time here at St. FX. And I want you to keep that momentum up all through your future, and I know it will be filled with success. I also want to take a little time to give a special shout out to the engineering grads this year. It has been such a pleasure and a privilege to work with you and teach you, and I can't wait to hear about all of your future successes. Congratulations, everyone.
On behalf of the Department of Anthropology, and speaking to you from the unceded ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people, we would like to congratulate the graduating class of 2021, and in particular the graduates of anthropology. You have developed a rich cultural understanding that empowers you to navigate the contemporary world with respect and appreciation. You have the tools to work toward reconciliation and social justice. We wish you joy as you mobilize your intellectual curiosity in exciting new endeavors.
Best wishes to the class of 2021. Congratulations to all the students, including our student athletes, on a remarkable achievement. You've all left your mark at X. Now go and leave your mark on the world. Best wishes to all. Hail and health.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. I know that the last 12 months have been challenging and probably not a whole lot like what you imagined your senior year to be, but these things have added an extra dimension to your already unique St. FX experience. I wish you the very best, whatever you may decide to do, and wherever you go, always remember to continue in your pursuit of whatsoever things are true, noble, good, and worthy of praise.
Hi, congratulations, class of 2021. You've all worked hard. We're all proud of you. I hope you've figured your passion in life, history, chemistry, whatever it is, and that you keep that spirit alive in your careers. Hope you continue to experience a broad area of curiosity like you have at St. FX in various classes. And I hope people keep in touch. Drop a line, drop an email to your favorite prof in years to come. We're all still pulling for you, and we'd love to hear from you. So congratulations, one and all. You've worked hard.
Congratulations, St. FX graduates of 2021. You have accomplished what many thought was an impossible task. You have done it. Now, St. FX graduates, please do whatever you can to bring our planet Earth back to health, to bring our common home back to health and back to wholeness. An impossible task? Go X Go!
Please welcome, on behalf of the St. FX Alumni Association, Mr. Glenn Horn.
Graduates, the Alumni Association was established over 125 years ago to support St. FX and connect its alumni. Today, the association is over 50,000 strong and reaches across this great country and around the world. I bring you greetings today on behalf of all alumni. I expect you've learned a lot over the course of your time at St. FX. Of course, you've learned a lot in the classroom, otherwise you wouldn't be celebrating this particular milestone. In the past year, you've probably also learned a lot more about virus epidemiology and population health than you ever thought you would. I am truly sorry that your experience has been marked by a global pandemic. I feel badly for the stress, isolation, and anxiety it's caused you, particularly in your senior year. But this was yet another lesson in life. When you reflect on your time at St. FX, I expect that as much as you've learned in the classroom, you've learned even more about yourself. You've learned to confront challenges head on. You've learned to persevere in the face of those challenges. And you've learned that as Xaverians, we stand shoulder to shoulder when confronted with challenges. This is a special day celebrating a significant milestone. For four short years ago, you were welcomed onto our beautiful campus and into the Xaverian family. Today, you become alumni. Now, with your degree in one hand and your X-ring on the other, you go forward into uncertain times. With the perspective of history, we know that times are never certain. But after your tenure at St. FX, you've learned skills, courage, and confidence to face what comes next. And from time to time, when in your own thoughts you're in doubt, remember, we're here. Xaverians stand shoulder to shoulder. We're here to support you as your collective potential takes root and changes the world. On behalf of all alumni, congratulations and welcome to the family. And to more fully welcome you, I've brought a few friends. Hail and health.
On behalf of the St. FX Alumni Association, I would like to welcome you to Canada's most engaged alumni network. We have over 51,000 members and 45 chapters worldwide. To find out more about your alumni association, or to connect with your local chapter, or perhaps to learn more about alumni events in your area, please visit stfx.ca/alumni.
Greetings from St. FX alumni around the world. If you're watching this, you have arrived.
The vicar of the founder, Bishop Wayne Joseph Kirkpatrick, will offer the benediction.
Pope Francis proclaimed this to be the year of St. Joseph, and he outlined the life of St. Joseph in his apostolic letter, Patris Corde, with a father's heart. And through his apostolic letter, he hoped to increase our love for this great saint and to encourage us to ask for his intercession and to imitate his zeal and virtues. So I want to share with you some of this letter that I believe contains a very appropriate message for you, our graduates, at this time. Pope Francis said, I'd like to share some personal reflections on St. Joseph, this extraordinary figure so close to our own human experience. My desire to do so increased during these months of the pandemic, when we experienced amid the crisis of how our lives are woven together and sustained by ordinary people, people often overlooked. People who do not appear in the newspaper, the magazine headlines, or on the latest TV show. Yet, these are the very days that are surely shaping the decisive events of our history. Doctors, nurses, professors, storekeepers, supermarket workers, cleaning personnel, caregivers, transport workers, men and women working to provide essential services and public safety, volunteers, priests, religious men, women, so many others. They understood that no one is saved alone. How many people daily exercise patience and offer hope, taking care not to spread panic, but shared responsibility. And this has been very evident on the campus this past year. And how many fathers and mothers and grandparents and faculty and staff administrators and alumni are showing us in small ways every day how to accept and to deal with a crisis by adjusting their routines, looking ahead, and encouraging the practice of prayer. How many are praying, making sacrifices, and interceding for the good of all? Each of us can discover in Joseph, the man who goes unnoticed, a daily, discreet, and hidden presence, an intercessor, a support, and a guide in times of trouble. St. Joseph reminds us that those who appear hidden or in the shadows can play in an incomparable role in the history of salvation. You know, you're about to graduate with degrees in science and education. And soon, God willing, you'll enter into a new phase of your life. Some of you may continue pursuing another academic degree, and others may be embarking upon a new career. But all of you will be making a new beginning. And as Joseph embarked upon a new career, even amid his fears and uncertainties, God's will and God's plan were at work in his life. Joseph teaches us that through faith in God, this includes believing that God can work through our fears, our frailties, and our weaknesses. And Joseph also teaches us that amid the storms of life, we must never be afraid to let God navigate our course. At times, we want to be in complete control, and yet God always sees the bigger picture. St. Joseph did not look for shortcuts, but confronted reality with open eyes and accepted personal responsibility for it. St. Joseph's attitude encourages us to accept and welcome others as they are, without exception, and to show special concern for the weak. We pray that what you've learned here at St. Francis Xavier may help you to be good citizens of the world who reach out to others, especially those most in need. Like St. Joseph, you have been perfecting skills in the workshop of St. Francis Xavier. And now you must go out into the world and further develop and refine those skills in order to build a better world. In the face of difficulty, we can either give up and walk away or somehow engage it with courage. At times, difficulties bring out resources we didn't think we had. Well, God acts through events and peoples. If at times God seems to not help us, surely this doesn't mean we've been abandoned, but instead we are trusted to plan, to be creative, and to find solutions. And your studies at St. Francis Xavier have enabled you, our graduates, to be formed and developed into becoming leaders within the community. And as we face each day, whether our lives are going smoothly or our plans and expectations are falling apart, like St. Joseph, we're encouraged to be open and place our trust in God. I'll now offer a prayer of benediction. O God, comforter of the afflicted and support of the just, our world is troubled by this pandemic. We ask for your guidance and help amid our times of doubt and confusion as we struggle on our journey of faith along the road ahead of us. Bless and guide our graduates as they chart new beginnings, and grant them hope, light, and love to see their way forward. And graduates, may God be with you and bless you on the road ahead.
Hi, my name is Kerry Prosper, and I'm the Knowledge Keeper for St. FX. Today is an honor and a pleasure to introduce Michelle LeBron. Michelle is from Pictou Landing, and she's a graduate of St. FX University in 2010. She's singing the honor song to honor and congratulate the graduates of University of St. FX this year. Thank you very much.
Chancellor, Mr. John Peacock, will close convocation.
Whatsoever things are true. But we don't always get to the final part of that verse, which is the action item. There, Paul implores us to think about whatsoever things are true and right and noble and pure. For every decision and at all crossroads, this is what we must do. Think. The spring 2021 convocation is now concluded. Congratulations again.